Hello and welcome to a brand new show we're calling the Tastemakers here on Foodinati UK. Here we're celebrating the best of the UK's independent food operations. And if you can think of anybody that you think we should be including in this, please hit us up in the comments. Hello, and you're here on Foodinati UK, and I'm here with CJ Wildheart. He's here. Now, if you go over to Devolution Magazine, D-Vlog, we're there talking all about his album and all that stuff. Right here, right now, what's happening with the hot sauce?
Right, okay, so my hot sauce brand's been together 10 years now.
Yeah.
I hardly ever sell it. It's the hardest hot sauce to get hold of in the world. I did a sale last spring, had a little one about a month ago, but I'm going to do another big sale come spring,
nice.
25. The reason why I don't sell it all the time is the person who makes the sauce for me, and it's based on my mum's own recipe. He's kind of semi-retired now, and he's moved up to Scotland, but he said he'd occasionally
you do a batch,
make sauce for me. So, and also, I'd rather make music. I mean, I love my sauce. I wish when I bought it out, it had taken over my life. It hasn't. But I'm clever because people buy my sauce, they run out and they try all the other sauces, and then they suddenly realize that my one's the only one that tastes like that. It's totally unique, and it comes from a mum.
Yeah, well, that's an amazing thing.
Yeah,
I mean, that's something I'm always very passionate about on Foodinati is family-based brands. If you've been to an Italian restaurant and it's been owned 3 generations, you know that's going to be the good stuff.
Yes,
So you say the recipe came from your mum. Did she pass on a lot of cooking skills to you?
Tons. I mean, luckily enough, with my dad being from South America, some the West Indies part of South America, Guyana. Dad and originally his family were Indian. My mum was from the Seychelles.
Right.
So I grew up with a lot of really good home cooking, soul food, spicy food, and my mum always put either hot sauce or chili flakes on her food, everything.
Yeah.
So that's how I got into it. And back then, in the 70s, it's really hard to get anything really hot.
Yeah, sure.
So my mom used to buy the hottest peppers and make her own because nothing was hot enough for her.
No.
And that's people used to try my mum's. They used to call it Ma Jagdar's death sauce. And,
right.
They just said it's unbelievable, this stuff. And so where'd you get it from? And I went, no, my mum makes it. And they go, you should bottle that.
Yeah, right.
You should definitely bottle it. And that, I had an album called Mabel out about 10 years ago. I approached various hot sauce companies. They said, no, what we'll do is put your label on our hot sauce. And I went, yeah, but I'm not really into spicy vinegar. Those hot sauces are either too much vinegar or they've got chili extract in them, or they're just too sweet.
Right.
I don't want to. I'm not from Thailand. I don't want a sweet chili sauce. So one company in Yorkshire, Hull, called Chili Devil, they said, come down, come in the kitchen, we'll make a sauce pretty close to your mum's, and that's exactly what they did.
That's awesome. I love that. I love that because obviously we've made some sauces at Foodinati, and I'm lucky in the fact that I've got good chemistry with the chef, the guy who does it. So I'll come to him with the wacky idea.
Yeah.
Sort of, we haven't done a plum thing before.
I mean, it seems there's a lot of hot sauces out there now. I mean, every other band has got. I mean, even Ed Sheeran's got
Oh, we don't talk about Heinz make that, mate.
I mean, you look at Ed Sheeran, the last thing you're going to think is spice.
Well, he calls it tingly Ted, so that tells you all you need to know.
I saw the colour of it, and I was just some people should stay away from. I like fire in my food.
Yeah, right.
I mean, to be honest with you, my favourite sauce is my own sauce. It's it's extreme garlic.
The garlic,
I tend to put most of my food. I put Carolina Reaper flakes, smoked dried Carolina on just about everything I eat.
Yeah.
My son, he's 10. He's got the spice.
Has he got the bug now?
He's on a madras now.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's definitely. I mean, by the time I was about 11, I was on Vindaloo's.
Right.
I've always I like my food to slap me in the face.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, is there any ideas of doing because I know you do the extreme garlic. Which pepper are we going up to? Is it Ghost?
No, I use Ghost Nagas in there. Yeah. I mean, my extreme garlic's pretty hot.
It is pretty hot.
I think 450,000 on the
Scoville.
Yeah.
450,000.
It's hot. I mean, you get million Scoville.
Yeah, of course.
But it's just chili extract. one thing of all my sauces, it's everyone always says it's the flavour.
It's
There's
natural.
so much taste in there, and that's the art. Anyone can make a hot.
Oh, absolutely! I say this to people all the time.
You've got to get the flavour in there.
Yeah, it's balance.
And I mean, if you're pissed up and you've had 100 pints of lager, go and have your crappy, Bangladeshi, curry, which is just horrible. Have your mush, but if you can get the perfect balance between heat and flavour, and you get that flavour, it doesn't matter where you take that heat scale.
No.
That flavour always stays there, and that's the chemistry.
That's right. It's what we look for when I do the Great Taste Awards. When we're judging those, we're looking for balance first and foremost. Yeah. And I always think of it like a weighing scales. Like you put so much spice there, you're going to have to put something to counteract it here, and just so
I mean, saying that, I've never had anything so hot that I've never been able to taste it. You can still, it's never been so hot that I can't taste how crap it is.
Absolutely.
So when people say I can't taste anything, I've never felt that before. So I'm waiting.
So if you were going to go out for a spicy meal, specifically a spicy meal, where would you go in the world? What would
my favourite Sri Lankan.
Sri Lankan.
For me, I retired from music for 2 years when I was 40 in London. Wildheart had finished almost like a world tour, and it was just I couldn't work. I just couldn't do it anymore. I needed a break from that. So it's when I turned 40, I gave up drugs. I never went back. Gave up a lot of things. It changed my life, and I ran 2 cleaning crews for about a year and a half, and they were Sri Lankan boys. And they introduced me to Sri Lankan food. And an Australian friend of mine said, your life will change. He goes, think of Indian food. The best Indian food you ever had was sprinkled gold dust on it. And that's Sri Lankan food. And it changed my life. But the problem is you can't get it outside of London. They introduced me to all these delis, Sri Lankan delis. Yeah. And the food is just so when my wife, when she was my girlfriend, she lived in Hove in Brighton. I'd be driving from Harrogate down to Hove like once or twice a month. I'd always take an icebox with me and do a detour to a Sri Lankan deli and fill it up with like £300-400 worth of Sri Lankan food and bring it up the road. But Sri Lankan food.
That's amazing. Yeah, I remember I was covering a festival in central London, and we went through Deptford to all the world market around there, and there was a lot of Sri Lankan stuff there. It's just fantastic. I
mean, it's unbelievable. But I mean, if I had to choose, my mum's cooking. Nothing beats my mum's curry. My mum was such a great cook. I mean, when friends used to come over, they went, no wonder you're such a food snob. You grew up with this food. And I went, we understand it now. We're very critical when we're eating in Indians and stuff, and we completely get it. I go, it's exactly the same. Like your mum will make the most amazing roast. So you've got something to gauge on when you go to a pub and that roast doesn't hit what your mum used to make. Curry's the same with me.
Yeah, absolutely.
My mum made the best curry I ever had.
Absolutely. And when it's a family recipe, it's made with love. And I always say, you can taste love in food. You can also taste hate. Yeah. You can taste when someone doesn't like their job very much.
Well, I said something earlier on. I said soul food. I grew up with soul food. And
absolutely.
You get that a lot. It's getting better in the UK, but people from other parts of the world, when they talk about food, it's the passion. You talk to an Italian about food, or a Frenchman about food, or an Indian about food, or a West Indian about food, or someone from the Seychelles person. The way they talk about food is the way British people talk about football. Yeah, and I'm not trying to do a disservice here. Yeah, it's just that passion. Yeah, and it's getting better over here. It is getting better over here, and there's a lot of really good. I love gourmet American junk food like wings and burgers. There's a lot of high-end food coming over here now.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
I blame Man versus Food, and
Oh yeah, and
he drives it. Triple D.
Yeah. He came to Leeds recently.
Guy Ferrari.
Yeah. No, not Guy Ferrari. Adam Richmond. Yeah. He came to Leeds. Went to Leeds Market. Believe it or not.
Anthony Bourdain as well.
Bourdain, yeah.
Amazing. I mean, he was like, if I had to choose one person who I could have met, it would have been.
Oh, Bourdain, icon. Oh yeah,
I mean, absolutely incredible.
I always say anybody who's wanting to take chefing seriously should read Kitchen Confidential.
When I read that book, it was just like, God, you're so rock and roll.
Yeah.
So rock and roll. And you know, obviously I saw him on TV first. I just think, you're just the coolest guy in the world. And then when I read Kitchen Confidential, I remember like to my friends, read it. And they're all going like, this guy is amazing.
Yeah. And he was doing cheap meals for like Rollins and Black Flag and stuff like that.
He knew everybody. Yeah. Absolutely everybody.
Incredible.
It was such a shame, you know, the way he went and all there's a whole kind of conspiracy thing around it as well. It's awful. It's awful, you know. But it's you know, I said earlier on, because conspiracy just led me, I mean, my mind works a bit weird, but I said I'd never lost my taste. But I lost my taste the first time I had COVID.
Right,
and it's
of
the
course.
first time I've ever lost my taste.
Right.
That's how I knew I was quite ill.
That would have been it.
But when conspiracy, I mean, that whole COVID thing, I mean, I don't even want to go there.
So other than your own hot sauces, do you allow any other hot sauces in your house?
Right, I said earlier on that I put mostly Carolina, smoked Carolina chili flakes. That's what I really love. The Carolina Reaper is actually my favorite pepper. A lot of people, it's so hot, but the flavor of it is
I like
intense.
it.
It takes your head off.
Yeah.
I try tons and tons of chili sauces. If I just want to go from zero to hero with no flavor, I'd go for Magnum 357, Mad Dog 357.
Oh, the Mad Dog,
which I used to love. They did a platinum one, and that's one of those almost 1 million Scovilles. It's got no flavour, man, but if you just want
kick,
it's just gonna absolutely knock you on your ass. That, definitely. But I don't do sriracha and stuff like that. I mean, because that's just what spicy ketchup, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sriracha, it's not really a chili
Garlicky.
sauce or hot sauce, is it? Because everyone went mental for sriracha, didn't they?
Yeah, well, it was good entry level, wasn't it?
It takes over everything now. It's a bit too potent.
It's the garlic hit.
Yeah, it's too potent. You want? I want something that's not going to take over the dish. Make it to a spice level, and maybe add a little bit more flavour to it. But you know, like Tabasco is awful. It's just vinegar.
No.
Terrible. And you know, you look at some of the massive hot sauces. They're not that hot and they're not that flavoursome. You know, but I've tried them all. You know, I've tried them all, and I mean, I'm trying to think of like one. I would get. I tell you what, someone went on holiday to my ex-wife and my son's stepdad. They went to, I think it was Bulgaria last summer, and they brought back a sauce. And it's one of the best ones I've ever had. And it's a homemade sauce. And it tasted really close to Devilspit.
Nice.
And I can't find it anywhere. Look for it. Yeah, I can't find it.
Probably made in someone's shed or something.
Yeah, but I get given tons of sauces and I try them all.
Awesome.
But mine's the best. Yeah.
So this has been a while in the making. So CJ, thank you for being on Foodinati UK.
Thank you. Brilliant, man. Thank you. Excellent.